My name is Jodie Eaton and I live with my 3 beautiful children and my partner Kenny is it. My partner Kenny was diagnosed with adrenomyeloneuropathy in 2013. We saw a few different consultants and neurologists before he got that diagnosis. They firstly diagnosed him with primary progressive multiple sclerosis. They wanted to run a few tests just after that, just to confirm the diagnosis, but all of those tests came back negative. And so we were referred to a specialist in a different county who done some genetic blood tests on him. She isn't diagnosed, she's an obligate carrier and she's got lots of other different things wrong with her. She has autism, ADHD, she's just recently been diagnosed with microcephaly and a motor disorder. And because she has a few symptoms that don't really relate to any of those specific diagnoses, they wanted to do some more blood tests on her to find out whether she is having an early onset of what Kenny has. So firstly, they're going to be doing a blood test to find out whether she has something called skewed X syndrome, which is an inactive X chromosome forcing the defected X chromosome to become active. He suffers quite badly with pain all down his legs and in his back. He has constant numbing and tingling feeling. Like, he explains it to me like as if he would be sat down on the floor with his legs crossed for like an hour, getting that pins and needles feeling, and then that being constant for him. He does still work. Mentally, he's fine. You know, he's got a good outlook on life and I admire him so much. He gets up every day. He goes out to work and, you know, he doesn't stop. But he's in such pain all day, every day. And I just don't think he's going to let it beat him that quickly. I think all of it as a whole, to be honest. My daughter's quite challenging. She has some behavioural problems. We really struggle with her. She's in a special school at the moment and she's doing so well. Things are starting to calm down a little bit with her, but I think it's just the not knowing with her where it's going to go. My little nephew, Charlie, he's actually at Great Ormond Street at the moment going through the beginning of a bone marrow transplant. He was diagnosed with the cerebral version and he went in on Wednesday, so we're hoping for a good outlook on that as well. I think the whole family, just as a whole, it is really affected by it, so it's quite sad. I think we do just take it minute by minute, to be honest. That's the only thing that you can do with something like this. It affects a family so severely and so widely as well. It's something that just doesn't stop. And before you know it, you know, you've got 3 generations in the family that can be affected by it and you didn't even know that you had it. So I think just supporting one another, being there for each other, you know, no matter what other problems that you have, you just all have to stick together. Very, very important. When I first, Kenny wasn't actually diagnosed in person in a doctor's office. We received a letter and it had those words in the letter. And so the first thing that I done was Google. And at that time, even just 3 years ago, there was hardly anything on the internet about ALD. And I Googled it again yesterday, actually, and I found so many more different links about it. So just in the 3 years, it's the research and the information out there has come a long way. I think it's really important to share what we're going through. And specifically for the girls as well, we were told in the beginning that there is no way that Lola would be experiencing symptoms. And then the more doctors down the line that we saw, it became apparent that actually it's a definite possibility that she could be experiencing symptoms. So I think it's really important. I've asked a few other people online whether they have any experience of girls having an early onset, and nobody's ever seen it before. So 2 years ago, I started a blog page called Autism with Lots of Love and Affection. And I have 2 children on the spectrum, and I mainly write about Lola. She's the most complex one with lots of different symptoms and lots of different diagnoses. So I think it's quite important to raise awareness of everything that she goes through. We would love for anybody to come and follow our journey. I'm actually doing a series to raise awareness of Charlie, who's having the bone marrow transplant as well. So every week I'm going to be having an update of him going through the bone marrow transplant. And I also have just started writing children's books called The Adventures of Lola and Friends. And the main character is a beautiful bunny based on Lola, my daughter. And hopefully she's going to be going into schools and raising awareness of what it's like to be her.